About Mike McCarthy's future with the Cowboys.
Laura, the two sides are moving on from each other. The Dallas Cowboys are going in a different direction, and Mike McCarthy is now a coaching free agent, free to speak with whichever teams he wants. The Bears put in last week and were denied permission by the Dallas Cowboys to talk to him. Well, Mike McCarthy now can go ahead and talk to the Chicago Bears about their head coaching vacancy. The New Orleans Saints also are expected to have some level of interest, and the Dallas Cowboys will launch a head coaching search a little while after other teams have. And it's an interesting timing here because essentially Bill Belichick has gone to North Carolina. Mike Vrabel has accepted the job in New England. And the Dallas Cowboys can't speak to the coordinators on the Detroit Lions, Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, Norton, Kansas City, Steve Spagnuolo, and Matt Nagy, because that window essentially is expiring and there are no plans to talk to them. So Dallas has limited itself to a certain extent, but this is what Seattle did last year when it moved on from Pete Carroll and wound up hiring at a later date Mike Macdonald, the former defensive coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens. There's now a massive challenge in front of Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys to find a successor to Mike McCarthy, and the Cowboys' search for a new head coach is now underway.
Going to be fascinating to see how that all plays out. Adam Schefter with us throughout the next 2 hours as we welcome you into the show. Marcus Spears, Mina Kimes, Ryan Clark, Dan Orlovsky. Before we talk about Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys, which we will, Dan has a Dio pin.
Wow.
So I just would like to...
Hey, it's been a great season. My dog had his little Dio written on a piece of paper week one. Now we've come full circle into the playoffs. It was time to step his game
It
up.
looks sleek.
I got all positive comments.
Yeah, that never happens.
Which, now I'm upset because we don't need his head getting any bigger. All right,
I
Marcus,
appreciate it.
Do you like this move, Swagoo, for the Cowboys to part ways with Mike McCarthy?
You know, look, Mike McCarthy over his tenure was 50-36, and he had 3 years of winning 12 games, and obviously the conversation around Dallas revolves around, can you make a deep playoff run and win a Super Bowl? I think we beyond what the record is going to be in the regular season, because if the regular season record mattered, I don't think Mike McCarthy would be out of a job, especially the way he was able to galvanize his team at the end of the season when they had absolutely nothing to play for. It's always about the culture, though. What's going to change? Are you going to hire a coach with enough cachet, Jerry Jones, to come challenge you in your office when you want to do a certain thing and you feel like he has enough cachet to stand up and look you in your eye and say, nah, we're going to do it this way? I thought we had that with Bill Parcells. He went and signed Terrell Owens without Bill Parcells wanting T.O. to come to the team. Right. So that's an example of maybe there's not a coach out there with enough cachet. And then the other part is, do you revisit somebody like a Kellen Moore who's been in the organization, who knows how to function and been in that temperature before? It's going to be interesting to see the hire. But the most important conversation that's going to revolve around Dallas is, like I said when Mike McCarthy got hired, will the head coach be able to do his job?
Who should they call, Dan?
I would call Jason Witten. I would call the ex-tight end, the Hall of Fame type tight end. He's doing a phenomenal job coaching right now. You're talking about cachet. Most of these coaches that are out there in the kind of coaching interview world, they're not going to walk into Jerry's office and command something. Yeah. But a guy that played that way for them, will it be too early? Absolutely. But at some point, I mean, I understand the Kellen point. I don't think it's going to be Dion. Steve Sarkisian is interesting to me. But go entertain Jason Witten, who you know everything about. He obviously has the track record within the organization. And see if you can go find, I say this all the time, Sean McVay. When the Rams signed Sean McVay, they knew it was early.
Right.
You might be a year too early. But everything you hear about Jason Witten as a coach is lights out.
Yeah, and I think the difference is, how does Jason Witten deal with adult men? I believe that's going to be the issue when you talk about the Dallas Cowboys coaching job, is that they actually have two jobs. They have to learn how to manage a locker room and coach a team and be in the right places schematically, and then they also have to be able to manage the owner. And so you're pulling double duty for your entire tenure. And when you think about a Sean McVay, the one thing we knew about Sean McVay was, from a schematic standpoint, is that he was a genius.
No doubt.
And now it was about how would he relate to adult men in the locker room, being of young age. He obviously answered all of those questions. And whether it's Jason Witten, Ben Johnson, or whoever it is, you have to figure out, if you're Jerry Jones, what's most important to me? Is it most important that I continue to keep control of this team, or is it more important that I give somebody somebody the reins that can win me a championship.
Mina, whoever the coach is, what's first priority personnel-wise for this person?
Yeah, first of all, I think this is an attractive job as we consider the landscape right now, especially with the Patriots job filled.
If you're not dealing with the bull.
Yeah.
Right, but football-wise, yes.
You got a quarterback. You have young talent on both sides of the football. You have superstar talent on both sides of the football, which is not true of all of those other jobs, quite frankly. Yes, to answer your question, Laura, they need to get better in the trenches. Obviously, the run game was an issue this year. You had a very young offensive line. I think you can keep building on that. They do need to add offensive talent. Defensive tackle remains an issue with this team. But top to bottom, this is not a bad roster. I think it would be very appealing for a young offensive-minded coach. Witten, that really took me by surprise that you said
Cohen?
that. Yeah, I mean, I think the names that we're hearing, Liam Cohen, Ben Johnson, obviously. Joe Brady is another one. I've just been so impressed
Mina,
watching that offense.
Is it for you, though, just the same sort of names we're hearing for every job should be the people the Cowboys look into?
Specifically young offensive names, yes. And I don't think that's true of every job. It might not be the case with Chicago, for example. But this team, watching them, so clearly needs an offensive refresh. And I feel like you got to bring in someone who has that kind of mind.
One of those young offensive guys, just Jerry. How does Jerry vibe with that?
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it because they're subordinate immediately.
And also, haven't they all been? They've had the past two guys been offensive-minded guys.
Yeah, like
yeah, but no. When Mike McCarthy was hired, was any of us like, wow, here comes a fresh offensive reset?
No, but we got 15 years of. In Dallas, kind of like the offensive-minded coach.
But the other thing is, too, it's an offensive-minded coach that doesn't have any creativity in what they do offensively. That's going to change what they work.
We've been here with Jason Garrett. That's what the Jason Garrett hire was supposed to do. It was supposed to be the young offensive coordinator. I was on the team when Jason Garrett was the OC making more than the head coach Wade Phillips. Like he was in waiting. So they've already explored this young offensive coordinator guy, and they probably kept Jason longer than they should have in order to be in that search. Another name I'm going to throw out there, which could be very interesting if something comes down the pipe, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
I think it would.
I mean, I think if you were Dallas, you'd be like, yes.
That's like a CEO type.
Absolutely, but if it grows old in Pittsburgh. And something materializes, he would be number one on my list.
I like that. Hey, our next hour, we're going to talk about where Mike McCarthy should maybe go, who should be calling him. So that's still to come. Don't miss it. And these Rams, as they've been preparing for this week, what Matthew Stafford called a scary week, they've also noticed that they're incredibly lucky, and they're so thankful that they are, while they know that so many others that are in L.A. right now cannot say the same. And as they've gotten over here, we certainly know that their hearts are with these firefighters continuing to battle blazes in Southern California. These crews are exhausted. They're bracing for Santa Ana wind gusts today that are expected to reach 70 miles per hour. The Rams and the league decided it was best to get here on Friday. Here's what the teams are saying about the move.
I think you acknowledge these things, but you also want to make sure that, hey, how you can control, making sure that you're doing the right things is preparing accordingly, while also being mindful of this is bigger than football, and if the people that you're directly involved with are affected, making sure that you're, tending to that first.
When guys leave here, there's things that guys are having to figure out at home or go through and people to think about. So while we're here, it's full focus, 100%. On the Vikings and the challenges that they present, but we're also human beings and care for the people of our community.
It felt like any other week, honestly. Really not trying to make this week too big of what it is. Everyone knows it's a playoff game. Everyone knows that it's a win-or-go-home situation. It's just all about everybody being ready and being on the same page and ready to go win a game.
The Cardinals have helped so much here, extending incredible hospitality to get the Rams to Arizona. The Rams traveled 400 people here. The Cardinals sent 2 of their Boeing 777 planes to pick them up. They've transformed their facility to make it feel as much like a home game as possible for LA. Adam Schefter with us now. And Adam, what can you tell us about how the league has managed all of this with the change of location and times and how they've dealt with everything that's happened?
Well, Laura, this is unprecedented. The NFL has never had to move a home playoff playoff game due to a natural disaster in the history of the league. And so these are unprecedented times for unprecedented events in Los Angeles that have devastated that area and wiped out over 10,000 homes. The Rams got word on Thursday, late in the day, that this game would be moved to Arizona. And within 24 hours, there were over 400 members of the organization that were transported to Arizona to take up residence here over the weekend to get ready for a playoff game on a supposedly home field that's not the home field that they've tried to make it that way by painting it with Rams colors and Rams logos and bringing in Rams fans. But essentially, members of the Rams organization lost their homes. Sean McVay had to evacuate. It's been a transition and a challenge for everybody in the Rams organization, just as it has been in the city of Los Angeles. And tonight serves as a distraction for all of them before they get back to the reality of what awaits them in their city and all the devastation that has occurred in and around Los Angeles.
Yeah, certainly. We'll continue to tell you stories about how all of this has happened throughout our show and throughout this night. And you mentioned the fans, the Rams fans that are coming here to Arizona. 30 buses brought 1,500 fans here to support the Rams, trying to do everything they can, as Adam said, to make it feel as much like a home game as possible. The reality.
One more to go. Now that was a fight. Solid work.
Damn, I have to dust you off. You too. Oh, he got me. Man, they're doing me bad right now. Oh, how the fuck? How the fuck? Ah, hit markers like motherfucker.
This ain't over yet.
King Aries right there. Fuck him up. Fuck him up. All right, he got you. Get him, Tristan. Fuck him up. Tell him to fuck him up.
10 seconds.
Gonna be a hit marker. It's silenced. Let's go.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? He could have had that. He could have had that. He literally sat there.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't know why.
He could have killed you so easy. He made that easy for us.
Them trash cans, dude.
That was probably the 1 and 8 dude.
Probably was.
Hey, do you think it's a good thing Madeline and I broke up?
Yeah. 100%.
For some reason I can't stop like thinking about it. Like she was like a good person, but like I don't think us as a relationship was good.
She cheated on you, dude.
I know. But I mean like I kind of see like why, because like I was kind of shitty to her in like the aspect where I was like she was trying to have sex and I was kind of like just like you can. Yeah, she cheated on me twice. She cheated on me twice. How can I say that?
Are you like unless you're like beating her? No, there's no like no
Yeah,
valid
like
excuse.
I was a good person. I mean, just because we didn't have sex.
You wanna run some blood money? Try some of that shit. That shit's tight too. We'll run one after this one. Man, we're a 5th fucking place, y'all. Fuck. Hello.
Warm up while you can. We deploy soon.
Bro, I can't believe I went 13 and 1.
Joe the guys in this game again, bro. He was doing pretty good.
Nuh-uh, for real? For real?
Yeah,
Yo, that's fire, bro. That's fire.
Well, I'm hungry.
.360 no scope, sir.
Okay. Get kills with each weapon to win.
Damn, crip all talking this shit.
Damn.
Fuck! The Jonah dude killed the fuck out of me.
This nigga been motored my ass, boy.
Who?
Some dude. I don't know who the fuck it was. I was already in the shotgun.
You almost had me, sir.
Sub-Zero. Sit down. Scorpion. Special Forces Desert Command. Round one, fight.